Hey guys, Jim here, Redeye Racing. Sorry it's been a while since I vlogged. We have a lot to go over today, so let me get into it. As you guys know, we finally got a chance to do all the carbon fiber to the to the car. The car was 4,165 pounds without me in it. We got the sunroof out, we put a carbon roof in the car, we put a carbon deck lid on the car. We also did the Anderson composite carbon doors, and then we painted it all F8 green. I don't really like the two-tone look, never did, just my personal preference. I like the green, so we decided to paint the entire car. The reason why I had to paint the entire car, I was already going to paint the doors, the roof, the deck lid. If you guys didn't know, I had that huge scratch on my passenger side. That was from my couch in my trailer. It was like a 6-inch scratch. We also had damage on my hood. My nitrous purge ended up coming loose at one of my hood scoops, and I'm going down the track at 150 miles an hour, and that comes out and just starts beating on the top of the hood and completely ruined my hood also. So the only thing that was left not to paint was like one quarter panel, and I didn't want my car not to match. I'm kind of like really particular on how nice the car is, so we decided to go all out and get an unbelievable paint job on the car. Mike at MVA Auto did an awesome job on it. If you guys see the car in person or you've seen it online, you cannot tell that I have carbon on my car at all. That's the look I was going for. It looks pretty trick. We weighed the car in now. The car is 3,923 pounds. So net we lost 242 pounds. So, I mean, in racing, the biggest, detriment to our particular type of cars, the Challengers and the Chargers, is our cars are really heavy. I think my car started off at 4,700 pounds. So we've taken 800 pounds off the car so far, and it's still not completely gutted. I mean, I still have my door panels on, and I still have my dash, and I have one seat in it, I have a seat delete in it, I still have the rugs. So it's gutted, but it's really not. One of the things that's really bothering me now is my headliner is all exposed, so I can't live with that. So after this race coming up this week, Jim's gonna figure out a way to wrap the roof in black. I don't know if we'll use felt or something, but just to make it look nice. I can't have exposed metal. I just think that looks like shit. So certainly don't want to have that. We have a big race coming up. We're going to Ohio on Thursday. We have the Monster Mopar event at Summit Park in Ohio. We're in the heavyweight class. We're looking to go there and win like we always do when we go to any event. I mean, that's the whole point of racing, is trying to win. But unfortunately, I got to add all the weight back that I just took out of the car, because the car has to weigh 4,400 pounds with me in it. So we had to go and buy weights for the car. We bought these little 25-pound weights. I had to get 10 of them, obviously, to reach 250 pounds. But they actually attach to the roll bar, so we're actually going to put the weight where we want the weight to be this time, not for it just to be in the car, which will help us tremendously in the traction department. One of the things that's been holding the car back is the converter issue. AJ is confident we got it fixed. We got a brand new converter in there. So we're hoping that, we go to Ohio, and, as long as the converter works the way it's supposed to be. And just to explain what the car was doing and why it wasn't working, the converter was just too loose or too tight. So when it was too loose, we couldn't get the car to spool up at the line. When it's too tight, we got the car to spool up the line, but then she just wouldn't take off. So it was a constant battle back and forth. But this is a new combination. Nobody's ever done this before. It's not like we can call somebody up and say, hey, listen, which one did you use? I mean, this is all trial and error stuff. So, I was under no delusions that when we built this car that we were going to take it out of the trailer and, the car was going to be in the sevens. I mean, if it happened, great, but realistically, the stuff like this is going to happen. It's a learning experience. But we feel really confident we have it fixed. And what the car was doing and what we were noticing, I mean, if you've seen any of the video of my car, it looked like it was just a complete dog at the line. And then once the turbos kicked in, she took off and she ran a 8.4 at, I don't know, 167 or something like that, 165. So, I mean, she was moving down at the other end. It's just our 60 foots were terrible. We were getting like 1.6s, 1.7s. And my car historically has always been a 1.2, 1.5, 60 foot. So if we can attain the 1.2 or 1.3 60 foot, that's going to cut a half a second off the car right there. So, I mean, that puts us right in the 7s. And we haven't even turned the boost up. We're only running at 20 pounds of boost. We can run at, 35, 40 pounds of boost. So we haven't even played with, we have another, I don't know, 800 horsepower we can dial into the car, 1,000 horsepower if we need it. We haven't even touched that because there's no reason trying to hurt something if the car is not running right. So when we were taking off, we were noticing that the car was basically shifting into third gear at a little bit after the 60 foot. So basically I was driving a 1-gear car all the way down the track. So if it's not shifting first gear and second gear, obviously our 60 foot is going to look the way it looks. So I'm very excited to see or feel how the car is going to be in Ohio. We tested it in the parking lot. We just ran out of a little bit of time in order to get it to testing. We've had some things come up, some really cool things. If you guys don't know, AJ, the tuner of my car, got hired by Don Schumacher Racing to become the crew chief of Mark Polk's drag pack. So he's been a little busy, trying to get that program. Just this weekend, they were at the SRT Nationals in Denver, and Schumacher and those guys were having trouble even qualifying the cars. And not only did they get the car to qualify, they made it to the semifinals with that car, and Leah Pritchett's car, they made it to the finals. So AJ, out there for 2 weeks doing his thing. Congratulations to him. Congratulations to Ken. Ken Walter is also helping AJ. He's the one that has the black car that races with us, has a ton of knowledge. So the both of them out there doing their thing. Proud of them. They went out there, they kicked ass. I have no doubt that, they will be in the winner's circle before the end of the year. I mean, to get a car from not qualifying to the semifinals and the other car into the finals just goes to show you how great, AJ is in the Hemi world. I mean, there's nobody better. I mean, Don Schumacher, which is the Hendrick Motorsports of drag racing, is not calling anybody else up to come and, figure out their Whipple. I mean, they know who the best is. So, the proof's in the pudding. So congratulations to them. So he's been busy, but he's actually going to be at Monster in the Ohio race, which will be really cool. And I believe he's going to have the drag pack car, Mark Polk's car, there. I don't know if AJ's bringing his own drag pack or not. I'm going to the shop now, so I don't know if he is, but that's going to be really cool. If you guys want to come out, you're going to see a real NHRR team and get to see a real deal race car. And I'm hoping that maybe I can line up next to it and see what my car can do against Mark's car. That would be pretty cool. I would really look forward to it. Win, lose, or draw. That would be fun to see what my car can do against him. But his car is also 3,500 pounds. My car is going to be 4,400. Maybe we can take the weight out. Maybe if we just did like a little grudge race or something. But we'll certainly see. I mean, just kind of like shooting the shit. That would be really cool. We got a lot of racing coming up. We had this little break at the end of August. We have the Hemi Insanity up in Detroit, which is always a great event. And then we also have the Mo Party, which is in September. That's another big Mopar event. Then I am also doing Yellow Bullet at Cecil, kind of stepping out of my comfort zone, going into a completely different racing platform. I'm going to try it out and see how, I'll probably be racing, all the Mustangs of the world, but that, that's okay. we'll see what we can do against, you know, these little fox body Mustangs. We'll take all the weight out of it and, you know, see what, you know, she should do then. Then in October, we have a race in LSMF in Houston. Then we have MIR at the end of October, and then we finish up at Cecil in November. So we have a bunch of racing coming up. A couple of things that we're going to be doing to the car before that. When the car gets back this week, we're actually going to be taking out my 4L80E and putting in a Turbo 400. We just feel that there's some weight savings, and the whole reason why I went with the 4L80E is, you know, I was still under the delusions that, you know, this was going to be a street car and I was going to drive it on the street. And you know, I bought the transmission last year before, you know, I did all the turbo work and all of that. So the reality is that if I want to really make a car show out here on Long Island, you know, I'm going to have to just hook the trailer up and actually bring it to a car show and take it out of the trailer. My 8-gallon fuel tank is not going to get me far anyway. But there's some advantages of going with the Turbo 400. One, it's about 100 pounds lighter. Two, we're going to lose all the electronics again. You know, it's going to be pretty simple. We're going to put an air shifter in it for competition, and I'm also going to be shifting it myself. So in the beginning, in competition, we'll use the air shifter until I get used to shifting the car myself, and then I will be, you know, racing the car and shifting it myself. As far as what we're doing to the car in total, we just have one really big thing to do in November. So in November, at the last race of the year, we are going to back half the car. Next year, we're going to go into, they're changing the rules in heavyweight. My car will not qualify for the heavyweight division for next year's rules, which is, I think, it's pretty smart. You know, they're trying to slow the cars down, and they're trying to make it so that the class is more of a street class, and that's really the heart and soul of what the heavyweight class is. The heavyweight class should be guys that have demons and super stocks and you don't have a lot of work done to it. If they want to run faster than 10 seconds, they can just have, you know, the basic cage in the car, and, you know, leave the race car stuff to the outlaw class. So when we back half the car, you know, from the firewall all the way back, the whole floor gets cut out. We're going to do a real 4-link suspension. Don't know what kind of third member we're going to put back there yet, but I'm sure it's going to be pretty much like Ken's car. We're going to do all carbon fiber on the inside. I mean, you know, I want it to look absolutely gorgeous. Wheel tub. We'll have the wheels tucked in. It should be really nice, and hopefully we lose anywhere between 600 and 800 pounds. So if we can get the Redeye about 3,200 pounds with all the power that we have, I mean, shit, I don't know. I mean, the car could probably go into the 6s at that point. I would be pretty stoked if we get it there. But, you know, once again, once we make all these changes, like I always do, you know, it's going to take a little time to get a handle on the car, set up the suspension. So that will, you know, take a little bit to figure out. And then we're going to be in the Outlaw class next year, which I'm not a big fan of 8th mile racing. You know, 8th mile is, to me, it's not really fun. 8th mile to me is everything is on the hit and everything's on your 60-foot. And if you have a wonderful 60-foot, chances are you're going to win that race. If you don't have a great 60-foot, you're probably not going to be able to drive past somebody, which is why I like the quarter-mile racing. Now, is the quarter-mile racing more dangerous when you get to that level? Absolutely, the speeds increase. But, you know, I think it's better racing. I mean, you know, you don't see the NHRA racing 8th mile, right? All these guys, I know the no-prep guys have made it, you know, famous with, you know, racing the 8th mile, but I think they really did that because they are racing on the street. You know, and which is something I would never do. Even if I did no prep racing, I would never race it on the street. I mean, I'm sure you guys have watched all the shows and them crashing into trees and flipping their cars over. I mean, that's lunacy. I mean, we're going really fast anyway, and, you know, you really need to have the barriers and, you know, all the, you know, so all the personnel there and the ambulance and the fire people. I mean, that's, to me, that's crazy, racing on the street. There's never enough money to do it. I mean, these guys are racing for $10,000, which doesn't really make sense. So they're going to risk a $200,000 or $300,000 car to win 10 grand. Like, I don't really get that. So, we're going to see, I would love to see when I get into Outlaw, maybe we could do some match racing, or I'll do some grudge racing. Well, I'll get some quarter mile racing in, because that's really what I, really enjoy to do, is the quarter mile stuff. Let's see what else. So that's really it. So, I'm on my way to the shop now. We're leaving Thursday morning, early, about 3-4 o'clock. We'll be at the track Friday morning. I believe we have some testing that we can get done Friday. I think Friday afternoon is qualifying. Saturday and Sunday is the race. And, we'll see what we can do. I've never been to this event. I heard there's going to be 1 million Mopars there. Looking forward to meeting a whole bunch of people. People have been hitting me up on Instagram, and my YouTube, telling me that they're going to be there. And, I get to meet them for the first time. So I'm really stoked about, meeting some new people. I've been invited to race some different stuff. Stefan at Mods of Fame called me yesterday. Great guy. He wanted me to come to Pocono August 1st and do that roll racing stuff. I would love to do it, and I told him I would love to do it. I'd love to support him, but my car is just not really built to do roll racing. Like, I don't even think I could, I don't even think my car would make it. I think I would run out of gear, and the only way for me to do that is I would really drastically have to change my car around to do that, which I'm not really looking to do. But if it's something where I could fit it in my schedule, I definitely told him that I would do that. And then getting back to everybody and their mother asking me about demonology when we're racing. Hey man, listen, I'm trying to race him. I tell him all the time, he has everything to gain, nothing to lose. I mean, he's not supposed to win versus me, right? He's supposed to lose. But, anything can happen in drag racing. I mean, anything can happen. I mean, I've beaten cars because people's, fingers slipped off their two-step. And I've also lost races because my two-step didn't work. I mean, anything can happen in racing. I would love to race demonology, just for fun. We could do the best 2 out of 3. I thought he was going to go to this event in Ohio, but he said that, he had another engagement. But hey, listen, I'm coming to Texas in October 8th and 9th. I'm going to be in Texas. And this is a big Mopar event. And I really hope that demonology shows up. There's a difference between racing Donkmaster and coming to race the fastest Mopars out there. Donkmaster, that's really not a challenge. I mean, I wouldn't even, that wouldn't be a close race for any of us. I mean, Donkmaster brought his car to our thing, they would all get smoked. Because it's a little bit different when you're racing at a racetrack and it's not a perfectly prepped surface and 50 cars just went down the track without it being prepped. I mean, there's a lot of things that go into racing, and not like a perfect scenario where the track is set on kill and you can just, throw all the sauce at it. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. But, I really hope that, demonology comes in October. I mean, you guys all know his Instagram, hit him up. I mean, I would love just to do it for fun. Shake his hand at the end. It doesn't matter to me who wins. I've lost probably more. I've definitely lost more than I've won. So, and that's racing. So, if you guys like what you saw, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my Redeye Racing channel. It's redeye.racing on Instagram. I'm also on Facebook also. One of the things that I like to do is, I try to answer everybody that comments. I try to help everybody out. If you got questions about your car or what you're thinking about doing to it, I'm always looking to help people out. I believe in paying it forward. That's just the kind of person that I am, and if I can help you, great. So, sorry it's taken so long. I will do a vlog this weekend, I promise, at the track. Hopefully we get that 7, which I've been looking for, and, we really want to get a trophy. So, I appreciate everyone's time. Thanks for checking in. I'll talk to you all later.